How's your projects going? How's your little drawings going? What's happening? What is happening though? I know we're cruising along to some post-capitalist feudal hellscape of AI and chaos, but we're still making our little things. This is one of those things where I shouldn't be making this video right now. I feel like I don't fully have an idea in my head of what I want to talk about. But I mean, I suppose it's just an update. It's been a while. I haven't made a video in a long time. So things have happened. The other day I was at a zine fair. A friend at work who's a student, she organized a whole little zine fair in a place called Rough Trade in Bristol, which is very impressive. She did it all, like organized it by herself. It's really cool. So I said I'd go along and be one of the like artists tabling, and it was really cute, really fun, and she did a really good job, and it was fun to be there selling my prints. You know, I had like prints and stickers and stuff left over from Shake, which was another zine fair I did last year, and it was a fun little time just hanging out there, trying to also like explain pixel art to people. It's always so funny, just like it's kind of still a bit like alien and unknown and like bizarre to talk about and bring up. Like people don't really know what you mean when you say pixel art. So, I just find that kind of funny. Anyway, burying the lead. I really fucking like this pixel art animation that you're watching. Hey, I'm back. This is the first video where I'm using a new intro, a new animated intro. This is the first video you're seeing in a while. I thought, I've got to do something special. I've got to do something good. I got to do something where I'm like trying. Just gone ahead and made like the most detailed pixel art that I've ever done. I've made the most complicated. It took the longest that any pixel art single image has taken. Like I've made animations that took me weeks and days and weeks and months. But this is just one single image. And this is the longest one that I've ever done. And I'm really pleased with it. I actually succeeded. I put my mind to something and I did it. And now I can move on. That's good. I've got a lot to update you on and a lot to talk about, I feel. I'm also going to just try and make this video succinct and watchable and good. And I don't know, this little YouTube experiment that's taken years of me chipping away at it. Who knows? Who can say if it was a success? I mean, I can. I know full well that like I wouldn't have nearly the amount of commissions that I get than if I had never posted any pixel art animation. Straight up, me posting random stuff on here has 100% led to commissions. What more can you say? Going back to what I was saying, look, pixel art. What you're watching is me drawing and creating a little fantasy cityscape scene. You know when people talk about like, I enjoy listening to and hearing creatives talk about like this type of idea specifically. But you know the concept of like lots of people say how it's like people who come up with really cool ideas, whether they're like musicians or artists or whatever. They say that their ideas or their creations aren't really their own, and that like they it feels like they're tuning in to some sort of creativity radio station, and that's what they attribute their like idea to, and I find that cool. I do a lot of thumbnails. That's where a lot of my ideas come from. When I've just thumbnailed out a little image, square, plan, sketch. And I can go, that will look cool. Like I know if I finish that thumbnail, it will be cool. Whether that is like, that can literally come down to like, I don't know, a specific object or a thing that I know I want, or a shape that I know I want in the image. It could be just like a tonal idea, like me going, oh, I know that what I want for this image is it's a cave and I want the light to be going, and like that's what the sketch is, like that's what the vague idea is in my head. And I just, certain ones, like I can do a few, and there'll be certain ideas where I just know I'll be like, I will be able to make this one look good. And that's the case with this one. I just had this idea of having a little, I might show the thumbnail, but I don't know if I can be bothered. But here it is, if not. Anyway, I had a little thumbnail where I knew I wanted the sort of camera angle to be as if it's sort of looking down an alleyway that's all in darkness, and then at the end there's like the strip, the sort of the gap between the two buildings, and it's just incredibly bright and busy, and there's lots of stuff going on in this area. And then in the, you know, most of the rest of the image is just sort of like wall and floor. And I feel like I succeeded. However, I just got carried away with the graffiti. I feel like the final image is quite filled everywhere, but it's just the fact that like most of it is in darkness in like an alley. I think with the lighting and everything, it still works. Maybe it's not as like contrasty as I maybe intended, but I just had fun making it. And I got carried away. I knew basically the goal was also to try and fit in as much animation as possible, because in fairness and in general, the animating part is my least favorite part, and I'm always trying to think up sneaky little ways to cut corners in a clever way. Like, I know cutting corners sounds bad, but how I mean it is like I try and think up clever ways to minimize the amount of work to get the desired effect. Working out which sort of leaves of a tree to animate to avoid animating the whole tree, or like which little bits of fabric to have blowing the wind, just to give a hint at like movement, a hint at animation, to give like a piece, make it look alive without like going in and animating every single thing. And so with this one, I just tried to put as much as I could handle putting in. I knew I wanted like laundry lines, like sort of blowing in the wind. I've added a little bit of like leaf and dust blowing. There's a few lighting effects. There's certain aspects of like things hanging from roofs, and sort of like plants like moving a little bit. And then the other aspect of this animation was just that I feel like it was inspired by little like cute little Tokyo side streets where they've got like the tram systems or the underground trains going around in sort of busy looking urban environments, but there's like a bit of nature as well. That also then lent into the whole graffiti idea. So at the end, I end up like making a little train and then doing graffiti on the carriages. And it took me hours, so many hours, so many days. It's done now, and I love it. It is my favorite piece of pixel art that I've done in a long time. I recorded all the drawing aspects, and then I gave up recording because it was hours of footage, and I didn't film myself actually animating anything. I feel like some people are going to be disappointed. That's fair enough. But truly, time lapses of me animating aren't interesting. But there you go. I'm pleased with it. That's the outcome. That's the end. This is kind of more world building. More world building from my blue sky graffiti fantasy city environment that I'm constantly chipping away at. It looks cool. Pixel art, eh? Pixel art. There is a great little community out there. Everyone's really cool. Everyone's making stuff. I'm just rubbish at community. How do you do things that interest people? I don't know. But I do know that I can ramble. So I'm just hoping and praying. I'm hoping and praying that these sporadic long YouTube videos will hit some sort of niche. Videos to watch while you're doing something. What sort of things should I be saying? Like, Yeah, you can do it. Do your little drawing. Whatever your project is, I'm sure it's great, and you should carry on going. Make the thing, do the stuff. Like I listen to podcasts and stuff, and I sometimes watch. I watch, the odd let's play of something while I work, and it's hard. You really can't define what makes something listenable. It's a weird one where I'm like posting a piece that I'm incredibly proud of. I worked a long time on, and I'm like, here you go, come watch this, whilst at the same time sort of I might be toning down the YouTube videos. Prove me wrong by watching and loving this and commenting your little heart out down below. I might treat this as a sort of special occasion kind of project, this YouTube channel, where I'll post things when I feel like it. But anyway, what makes me feel good about my creativity? I don't know. I feel like what makes me feel good is stuff that I've said over and over and over again and repeated myself many, many times on this channel. What's vitally important is that you're more than what you make and that you are the universe happening. These are things you've got to remember. They're good reminders. When you're lost in the soup of your own brain, you're lost in the soup of the capitalist hellscape we're in. You're lost in the nonsense and the noise of like, what am I doing with myself? Thinking that you need some sort of purpose. Just remember that you're just being. There is actually no goal. There isn't a finish line, unfortunately, and that's gonna freak a lot of people out, because I feel like a lot of people are holding on to that finish line. A lot of people are thinking that finish line is important, and I've really got to work hard to get that thing, and then everything will be okay. It's like shooting yourself in the foot. I think you're always constantly gonna be disappointed in the current placement if you can't sort of let go of that, especially when it comes to creativity, especially when it comes to creation, making stuff, imagining things. Like, that is the very epitome of not having a goal in mind, I think. I feel like it's about tuning in. It's about tuning in to the wavelength of creativity and sort of, without then thinking, holy shit, this thing better become something. This thing that I'm having fun making and I've just thought of, it better be worthwhile. That's game over. You're not in the right place then. Why do it? Because then you should be going into like business. Because then if you're going into business studies, economics, you'll see accomplishments every Friday, every Monday. You'll be getting something done, and you'll be like, oh boy, I'm doing good. I've got finish lines all over the place every week. Think about that. Maybe that's the key. If you're worried about wanting some sort of accomplishments, get the money men in. Become a money man. I think we've adequately derailed my brain with this rant. Now I feel accomplished. There's got to be some sort of little niche way of podcasting the shit out of this. Maybe we need to think of some regular mantra-like messages that I can just blast out, just to get you coming back for more, like an addict for this nonsense. So I'm on my third playthrough of Boulders Gate 3. That's what I'm actually spending my time doing. No, I'm working, all right? I'm working hard. Part-time job's going good. Commissions going all right. In fact, I've actually secretly shadow dropped my commission sheet on my website and on Twitter. Not that anyone's using Twitter anymore. I'm waiting a bit before I post it on Instagram, just because I feel a bit weird about posting it. Because next month, I'm going to Japan. Me and Katie going to Japan for 2 weeks. It's gonna be my birthday. It's the big 3-0. If you're worried about where you are at in life, what you're doing with yourself, just think about me. Here I am, almost 30, 1 month shy. And this is how I'm choosing to use my time here. So whatever you're doing can't be that bad. Japan, I'm so excited. We're going to go to Tokyo. We're going to go to Kyoto. We're going to go to Bunny Island. We're going to go to Nikko. We're going to go to Mount Fuji, one of the lakes. I've climbed it, you know. I don't go on about it, but I have climbed Mount Fuji when I was 19 years old. Done it. Tick. Bucket list. The only thing on it. Done. That's why I've been living free ever since then. There is no bucket list. There is no accomplishment weighing over me, hanging above me like a blade. Because I did it, and now I'm loose, just doing any old shit. I'm gonna try and bring back like a Japanese GameCube or Game Boy, maybe a couple of games for those said consoles. The only thing that's like a real shame is one secret little goal is that I'd love to get a Japanese copy of the Fire Emblem GameCube game to play. You can't then translate it. Why didn't they just add different translations or just make the GameCube region free? It's just not fair. Anyway, that's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to that. You're probably not going to see me before then, so that's why I'm mentioning it now. But who knows? Let's not. Now that I've gotten this little animation out of the way, maybe I'll have some spare time to do something else. We don't know. What was I going to go on about? Boulders Gate 3. Work. Fun is being had. And I hope the same is with you, that you're finding some time in your day, just a small glimmer or something, to alleviate the unrelenting force of what life is throwing at you. I feel like, you know when you've got loads of tabs open? That's how I feel like my videos become every time. That I start little tangents, I don't finish them. Sorry if there's one that's been lost back there. Well, it's going all right. Commission sheet, potentially. So, when I'm back from Japan, so basically May, that's when it's officially, I'm going to be more like, hey, commission me to do stuff. I've been working hard, but yes, I've been playing lots of games. And by lots of games, I just mean one game, Boulders Gate 3. I love that game. So me and my friend finished playing it with our first playthrough. I was a monk. Not much else to say. They were very cool. Lots of stunning people with sticks. Then I did a Dark Urge playthrough, which is basically like an evil run. Like a special unique story evil run, where you've got a mysterious dark past that you learn about while playing. And I was a sorcerer, a wild magic sorcerer, which was also quite fun. It was a weird combo. Like I was like RPing. I was a tiefling. First one I was a half wood elf. Second one I was tiefling. I was RPing as like some sort of chaos entity of wild magic and evilness. Disappointing ending though. No spoilers, but basically the ending for the Dark Urge pass, like the real end of the game, is basically no different than the normal evil play. Like when you can choose to do an evil ending, right, in the game, and the Dark Urge one is basically exactly the same. The cool bit about Dark Urge happens a little bit before though. There's quite a cool, unique like story thing that happens. Anyway, I've started my third playthrough. I'm playing as a wood elf ranger, Gloomstalker, and I'm doing it on hard. This is my first like hard tactician. It's going okay. I'm almost done with Act 1. I'm down in the Underdark, helping the mushroom people. But yeah, that's what I've been doing. I've also downloaded the Snufkin game, Moomin Valley Snufkin game on Switch, and started playing that. That's pretty fun and chill, and the art's really great. And in other gaming news, Paper Mario 1000 Year Door's coming out in like a couple months. Fucking hyped as shit for that. Definitely gonna play it. I've finished Pokemon Crystal. I've got an emulator. Gonna start playing Pokemon Emerald. But that's your nerdy game updates. Still waiting for Book of Travels to come out. When's that coming? Jesus. I ain't a PC gamer. I don't want to go on Steam. What are you talking about? Ugh. Complaint of the week. I hate Apple and Photoshop. And I hate the fact that the new hard drives are just tiny. And you've got to spend an exorbitant amount of money to have a big hard drive. So I'm like putting up with my laptop that's got a small hard drive space. And sometimes when I'm working on a Photoshop file, it goes, oh, the scratch disks are full. And then I've got to panic, hope I can save it, the file, and then start like deleting stuff, even though I've basically got nothing to delete. But it's okay. It's manageable. We're doing all right. And who knows, maybe in a couple years, I'll get a new laptop and I'll make sure this time that it's souped up. Trying not to make these videos just me listing stuff I'm interested in. I appreciate the people who found this little radio show. The amount of people that stuck by and keep watching my stuff is great. Again, like I said at the start or near the start, I don't know. We're easing up. Slightly lifting my foot off the pedal. Sometimes it's just more about what the videos actually are than consistency. I know that's like quite a weird thing that I feel like the number one bit of advice for like making channels and stuff is, consistently post. But I mean, I don't know if that's true anymore. Not that I've been that consistent, but I feel like maybe it's more important to just like really actually care and work on stuff, post stuff that you kind of like and are proud of, and that hopefully, you get good responses on. That's just my 2 cents, and who knows, could be wrong. But this ain't the end. That's all. This ain't the end. I'm just a soon-to-be 30-year-old man. But I'll keep you posted. Maybe easing up on YouTube will actually give me the time that I need to focus on other creative things and then make a comeback. That's what I'm thinking right now. But I'm sure I'll make something, and you'll see stuff that I've done. I've got hopes that Stephanie Maybe animation that I made a while ago, like more than a year ago, is actually going to be released somewhat soon. I think this year, in the next few months at least. I've done a whole ass pixel art music video for Stephanie Maybe, and it's pretty cool. You can actually see some of the stills on my website. And yeah, if I've got something to say, or if I've got a drawing to post or an animation that I really want to do, I'm sure you'll see me again soon. Live streams are just too much for me. The immediacy of the performance just gets me in a weird mood. If there's one thing that you can say about Chaotic Good Radio, is that it's unreliable. You don't know where it's going, what's going to happen, what's going to be posted. But you know it's going to be good, and that there'll always be stuff to talk, just to rant about. I'm always going to be wanting to do that. And I've gone ahead and made a new intro, so I'm going to have to make some videos to use it on. At least just don't unsubscribe. Shit. No, I shouldn't say. Look, I'm finding it hard to end this video without it. I truly don't. I'm not planning on stopping making videos, but I'm just trying to reiterate that, yeah, it's been a while since I posted a video, and I feel like I'm not prioritizing it as much. Keep an eye out on my social medias. I'm still making stuff, and I still want to make stuff, and I'm still doing commissions, and we're making art, and we're chugging along, and we're struggling, and we're trying, and we're making things, and you are too. And that's why you joined this little community, and that's why you watch these little videos. We're all trying to do our little drawings, paint our little pictures, and we're shouting and screaming about it, and we're throwing it at each other. We're going, look at this, look what I made. That is Chaotic Good Radio. You're carrying Chaotic Good Radio in your heart whenever you sit down and you start doodling and you're trying your best to think of something. That's Chaotic Good Radio. When you get sidetracked by a bizarre philosophical folklore tale of intrigue and adventure, when you should be getting on with your comic. That's chaotic good radio. That's what you're tuned in. That's what you're plugging in that moment. In that moment, chaotic good radio is flowing through you. You don't know when it's going to appear, when it's going to come back, when it's going to post another video, when it's going to strike. It's an energy. It'll be back again. I promise you. It will return stronger than ever. A little bit less flexible than it was before, and slightly more of a concern of gut health. I'm trying to think of like something I could do with Japan, in Japan maybe. Do videoing stuff, taking photos. I don't know, we'll see. Thanks for listening, thanks for watching. This fucking piece of pixel art is incredible. You're welcome. Carry on making those pixels, place those pixels, do your best. Carry on the flag. This is my latest entry into the pixel planetarium. I've done it again. Good video, solid attempt. Good luck with all the shit that's going on in your life. Things over here are middling to good. I'll be back, I swear. I swear it. I swear it. I'll be back. I will be back. I'm gonna be back. I'm gonna make something again. You're gonna see more of me. I'm gonna post something. I'm gonna make more art. I'm never gonna stop. I'm never gonna stop. So why am I acting like I'm stopping? I'm not. I'm never gonna stop. I'm gonna make stuff. Make stuff. You make stuff. We're gonna make stuff. Let's make stuff.